Hey guys, in this video we will be covering 6 reasons why the Fenix 7 is better than the Epix and what you need to compromise on if you decide to go with the Fenix 7. For the most part, the Epix is a Fenix 7 with an AMOLED screen, so I won't be wasting your time with all the things which are the same on these two devices. Instead, I will be focusing on the differences and highlight the ones that have an impact in daily use. On a high level, this Fenix 7 stands out with its amazing battery life and the usual options of case sizes compared to the Epix, which comes only in one case size. The Fenix 7 is better in pretty much every way excluding the display. So this Epix has the AMOLED display and it has a higher resolution. That's pretty much the only compromise which you are making if you decide to go with the Fenix 7. Let's go into the reasons why the Fenix 7 is better. Let's start with the price. The Fenix 7 is priced at $699 and it goes up to $999 US, and the Epix is starting at $899 and goes up to $999. So the standard model of the Fenix 7 is available for $200 less than the Epix. The second reason is the amazing battery life on this Fenix 7. Battery life of all of the Fenix 7 models has improved from the previous generation, and for example this Fenix 7X has now up to 28 days in smartwatch mode. On the Epix you get only up to 6 days of smartwatch mode in always on mode. In gesture mode, the Epix you can get up to 16 days, which gets quite close to the 18 days of the medium-sized Fenix 7. If you compare them in always on mode, the Fenix 7 can go 3 times as long with one charge, and this can be even further extended if you get the solar edition of the Fenix 7. In my opinion, the gesture mode on the Epix is kind of annoying, and my guess is that most people will prefer using the Epix in always on mode. Now we can see that when the device is not worn and it's totally still, even though it's in always on mode, it turns off the display after a timeout. If you're wearing it on your wrist, it wouldn't turn off because it detects even slight movement. Third reason to choose the Fenix 7 is that it comes in 3 different case sizes. So it has the 7S, which is 42 millimeters. I don't have that size now here. Then there's the Fenix 7, which is at 47 millimeters. It's the same size as this Epix here. Then there's the Fenix 7X, which is this size, and it's at 51 millimeters. So if you choose the Epix, you have only this one size you can choose from. So if you have a smaller or larger wrist, you might prefer the smaller or larger case, which isn't available on the Epix. Personally, I prefer this Fenix in the X size. I think it just looks better on my wrist. Reason number 4 is solar charging. So with the Fenix 7 you have the option of choosing a solar edition, which costs an extra $100. Add solar charging, which increases your battery life. On the Epix there is no solar charging option. So here on the 7X we can see this area here outside the display, solar charging. With the medium sized Fenix 7 get an extra 4 days of battery in smartwatch mode. You use the watch 3 hours per day in 50,000 lux conditions. You also increase your GPS time. For the Fenix 7 it's 73 hours when used in 50,000 lux conditions instead of 57 hours without the solar charging. To make a point, let's compare the Fenix 7X's up to 28 days in smartwatch mode or 37 days with solar charging to the Epix, which has only 6 days of battery life in always on mode. That's a huge difference. Reason number 5 is that there is no risk of display burn-in with this Fenix 7. The Fenix 7 has an always on transflective membrane pixel display, which has a long track record, and there is no display burn-in risk. The Epix you have an AMOLED display, which might have an AMOLED burn-in risk. On the Garmin Venue AMOLED display there were some issues, but based on my understanding the risk of burn-in has now been mitigated by Garmin with methods like pixel shifting, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. Reason number 6 is the LED flashlight. So the Fenix 7X has a LED flashlight on it. On the Fenix 7 and the 7S there is no LED flashlight. Here on the 7X you have a LED flashlight here at the top, have a red LED on it, and also adjust the LED brightness so it remembers which setting you have it on. So double tapping the light button will turn the LED flashlight on to the setting which you have used last. On the Epix you also have a flashlight which you can enable by double tapping the light button. It is also beneficial, but it's not on the same level as a LED flashlight. In absolute darkness, I have found the Garmin screen flashlight is sufficient for moving around the home without stumbling into things. However, the LED flashlight on the Fenix 7X is comparable to a smartphone LED flashlight, and it's very useful when you are trying to work on something at night or outdoors for illuminating a trail. Garmin also has implemented a running mode for the flashlight, which shines the white light forwards and the red backwards, lighting the trail and also helping you be seen from the front and the rear. LED flashlight on the 7X, this is one of my favorite features, and it's actually the reason I chose to get the 7X instead of the regular sized 7. I have been using the Fenix 6 Pro before, so that was my initial thought to get the same size, and I have not regretted it because this LED flashlight is super useful. And I also discovered that I actually prefer the larger case size on my wrist. So moving forwards to the compromises you will need to make if you choose the Fenix 7. If you're coming from a Fenix 6 and considering the Fenix 7, there are no compromises since the Fenix 7 is better in every way. However, compared to the Epix, you do compromise on display, colors and resolution. So on this Fenix 7 you have an always-on transflective memory in pixel display. It has only 64 colors and the resolution is 260 x 260. On the Epix AMOLED display you have 65,000 colors and a resolution of 416 x 416 pixels, and it does make it easier to read, for example for maps. At the end of the video I will link to my other video which discusses the advantages of the Epix in more detail, so go watch that next if you're still undecided. The Fenix 7 is still the go-to option for people looking for a rugged multi-sport smartwatch for outdoor sports and adventures. This is something you want to have with you when you go out for a long hike or any other long-lasting outdoor activity. I think it's good that Garmin didn't call this version of the Fenix with an AMOLED display just another SKU of the Fenix lineup. Instead they called it Epix, and I think that makes perfect sense because with the far lower battery life and the lack of solo charging, this gives the Epix a totally different feel. Wearing the Epix and the Fenix 7X side by side for a few weeks, I have personally come to favor the Fenix 7X. I just prefer the way the Fenix 7 makes me feel, knowing all the things it can do. If you found this video helpful, please do consider subscribing. It helps out the channel quite a bit. If you want to check the current price of the Fenix 7 and the Epix, go down below in the description, you will find the links. And if you want to get more details on the advantage of the Epix, go watch this video next. Thanks for watching.